Morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday. Another favorite day of the week because, you know, hump day. And all the girls post half-naked pictures of themselves on Instagram saying, happy hump day. So you know how I love that. Anyways. Getting an early start to the day. My neighbors are already going crazy with all their noise. Okay, today we got a whole bunch of work to do, which is good. I'm happy that God is giving me my daily bread. Hope everybody's having a good one and making a lot of money today. Got the Nissan back there. We got another Nissan over here. I don't like these Altimas. They always break down, not in a good way. Okay, what I mean is I'm glad they break down because I have business, but they break down in. They're just shit cars. Everybody knows it. We both know it. It is what it is. Fucking thing needs everything. All the suspension components, brakes, it needs all kinds of shit. Which is good for me and bad for the customer because they get pissed off every time they come in here because they spend a ton of money. It is what it is. I told them not to buy it. So today we are going to do that. I'm going to start getting stuff ready for my toolbox because I am going to get rid of it. Got to clean it all out, get it ready, take some pictures of it, post it on Craigslist, and get it ready to sell it because I am going to buy my Harbor Freight box. Probably Harbor Freight, maybe Husky, I don't know. Harbor Freight one is 72 inches, which is way bigger than this one. So I might go with that. So we'll see. Thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you guys like what I do here, hit the like button. We're trying to get to 1 million likes.
What is good? 50 million. Smash that like button. It's right down there. I know you've seen it. What are you, blind?
And leave a comment. Let me know what you guys like about the channel. Let's just shoot the shit, okay? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers, which is kind of cool. It's a really cool milestone to hit. I was going to do a contest, but I am so busy with so much stuff that I can't even keep track of the basic stuff that I got going on. So I got to like reassess everything. Almost my 3-year anniversary, so it's going to be pretty cool. I'll bring you guys some really cool videos of my insight that I have of being in business for 3 years. Again, thanks so much for watching. Hit the like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys like. Let's get to work. Also, we got a new mascot. How you doing? Hey, what's up, man? Not much. How's it going? Let me get my cat. I parked it in the back. All right, ladies and gents, before we get interrupted again. Okay. Come here. Oh, fuck. This is Sargon. Sargon, say what's up to the people. No, you can't jump off. You're crazy. Alright, guys. This is Sargon. I always wanted a cat. Fell in love with this little guy. My friend just had a whole bunch of them. And I fell in love with this one. Never been a cat person, but a nice guy. Huh. Alright, gentlemen, we're going to be doing the wheel bearing. Wheel bearing on this Nissan. I'm going to do the brakes too, but wheel bearing has a lot of play. Actually, before I take it all off, let me show you the play it has. It's easier for me to show you with the wheel on than for me to just to tell you. So when you guys have a car and you guys are, you know, doing brakes, make sure you check the wheel bearings and suspension before you do anything. Okay, just snug on there. So the way you do it is the way you check suspension is you go back and forth with the wheel. Put your hands at 9 and 3 and you go back and forth. You see all this play right here? It's a lot of play. Now it could be coming from the inner tie rod end, the outer tie rod end, or the wheel bearing. In this case, it's definitely the wheel bearing because if you shake the wheel, you know, if you put your hands at 7 o'clock and 1 o'clock, same thing. Normally, if it's the inner tie rod end or the outer tie rod end, you'll only have play going sideways. But in this case, it has play like in every direction. And then to check wheel bearing play, you go 12 and 6, and you go back and forth, and you can feel that the wheel bearing has a bunch of play. You see that? Hear that? So in this case, it needs a wheel bearing, not a big deal. We're gonna bunch it up with the brakes. The way I like to do my estimates, and the way I like to talk to my customers or sell the job is by, well, number one, recommending everything the car needs. That's number one. You always want to cover your butt by making sure that you recommend everything the car could potentially have issues with. In this case, we're doing brakes. I checked the wheel bearing before I took the wheels off. It had play. So what I do is I make an estimate for the customer, and I only charge them for the labor for the wheel bearing. Okay, because to get to the wheel bearing, you're gonna need to remove the brake pads and the rotor. Okay, so instead of charging them double of the price of doing brake job and doing a wheel bearing, I charge them only for the wheel bearing, because that's the hardest thing I gotta do, and I gotta remove other components to get to it. So I told my customer, look, the other thing too is you gotta make sure you tell people this. You say, look, now is the best time to do the wheel bearing, and now's the best time to do the brakes together, because I'm only charging you labor to do one job. If we split this up and you wait, we'll do the brakes today, a month from now you're gonna need the bearing still, and you're gonna get charged all over again to do the same job. And that's how it is. So if you spend a little bit more money now for the parts, I'll throw the brakes on there for free, essentially, and we'll do the wheel bearing that's definitely needed. So it's a good idea to do it all together. Now, there's a couple of things that happen there. Number one, you get the job. Number two, you get the customer's trust. Number three, you're able to fix the car properly. Number four, you make money. You do make money on parts, and you do make money on the labor that you're doing the wheel bearing. And plus, it's a good habit to get into. I mean, you don't want to fuck your customers over, guys. I know some guys out there that like will charge labor to remove the fucking brakes and then charge labor to remove the fucking bearing. Excuse my language. I know there's some younger guys that watch. The younger guys. I know there's some guys that charge for like double for the same thing, and I'm like, I don't think that's honest. Number one. Number two, people aren't stupid. People will research this shit and they'll know why is he charging me double the labor? You know, what the hell? So don't ever do that to a customer. Always have their best interest in mind, because if you take care of their customer, they're gonna take care of you by always coming back to you. Okay, always take care of your customer, even if in the short run you don't make as much money. You're still making money, guys, but it's better for the customer to do it this way. They're able to afford it, they're able to get their car back on the road, they're gonna drive it some more, they're gonna need more things, more maintenance, and you're gonna be okay. Okay? Okay, let's get to it. Also, guys, when you guys are removing, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the entire spindle and take it to the press and then press the bearing out. The reason why I like doing this is because for me it's faster. I know there's other ways to do it with like the grappler and then the press on the car. The reason why people like to do that is because they don't have to remove the spindle, and because they don't have to get the car aligned afterwards. But this car just got brand new tires, so we're gonna have to get it aligned anyways. So it's good for me because this is the way I like to do it. But if you do remove the spindle, always make sure to get it aligned afterwards, because the camber is gonna change by just enough to ruin your tires if you don't get it realigned. So make sure you guys get aligned after you do a bearing if you remove the spindle. You guys thought I wasn't gonna hang the caliper? You guys thought. Man, I could just see the comments already. No, sir, doesn't hang. I always hang the fucking caliper. I just had to get it out of the way. So don't boo-hoo me. Don't be giving me your comment hate. Put the nut back on before you hit it with the hammer. because if you slip and you hit the threads, you're gonna fuck up the outer tie rod end and you won't be able to reuse it, and you're gonna have to buy the customer a brand new one. So always, 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 always put the nut back on. And don't hit the actual tie rod end, hit the damn spindle, okay? Hit the spindle because the spindle's hard. I don't know where this camera stopped recording, but hit the spindle, not the tie rod end, because the tie rod end is softer than the spindle. So always hit the spindle, not the tie rod end. Be careful when you hit the axle. Always hit it with the brass hammer, because the brass hammer is softer than this metal, so you won't damage the threads too much. I'm not hitting it too hard, so I won't damage the threads. But you can still damage the threads even if you hit it with the brass hammer. So be very, very gentle. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Alright, this might be a little tight in here because, well, I got the forklift in front of my vise and it doesn't have any more propane. So, this is what we have to resort to. It is what it is. We'll get it done. Hopefully the camera doesn't shake too much when I'm doing this, so you guys can see it. Okay. So, anyways, I'm gonna reuse the hub. Fucking forgetting my names. And the way I like to remove it is I like to take the brass hammer, okay, because it's softer metal than the actual the hub, and then I hit the brass hammer with my big hammer, my 50-ounce snap-on hammer. Wasn't expecting that hard. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to come out that easy, but there you go, 2 hits. I think it's because I'm getting buffer, boys. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my bearing splitter and then remove the smaller part of the bearing, the insert of the bearing, get it off the shaft, and then yeah, reuse that bearing, that hub, I mean. So let's press out this bearing and put the new one in there. Since I don't have my vise, because the freaking forklift is in front of it, I'm gonna have to do this on the floor. You're gonna have to remove the retaining clip that holds the bearing in from the front. I'm using just a pick because normally you can use snap ring pliers, but in this case you can't because this snap ring doesn't have the actual 2 little grooves that allow you to get the snap ring plier in there. So I'm forced to use a hose pick to get this damn clip off. And since I'm sliding around, it's even more difficult. But we always get it done. You gotta be resourceful. At the end of the day, to be a mechanic, to be anything, to be an entrepreneur, to be a good, well-rounded man, you have to just be resourceful. You gotta figure out how to fucking do things. You gotta figure out how to do things. You gotta just figure it out. You gotta just figure it out, because who else is gonna do it? Who else is gonna do this for you? Do you wanna make money? If you wanna make money, you're gonna have to figure it out. People are paying you to solve their problems. That's all an entrepreneur is. We're just problem solvers. Okay. You gotta make sure it doesn't go back in. It doesn't pop in your face either. Yeah, somebody was like, Nestor, you should be wearing glasses, and he was kind of being an asshole. See, here's the thing, guys. I'm very freaking socially aware. I know when somebody's being an asshole and when somebody's being cool. Let me get some pliers, hold on. And I get it, you know, like, I get it. I am supposed to be wearing safety glasses. But the guy was being a fucking asshole with the way he told me. Oh, yeah, you're gonna regret not wearing glasses because your freaking eyes gonna pop out, you freaking dumbass. All, you know, really condescending. Now, I understand sometimes you gotta be an asshole to get a point across. I get that. But you really gonna tell me in that manner to wear safety glasses? Look, I'm a young guy, okay, and there's a lot of guys out here that watch the channel that are way older than me. I appreciate you guys being here. You guys are like twice my age, you know, very established men. I appreciate your input. And yeah, I'm just a kid to you guys. But there's also respect, man. I don't fucking, you know, the younger guys that watch the channel, I don't talk shit to them. Well, I, sometimes, when they talk shit to me. And yeah, I give them tough love, but I don't, like, talk down to them. Why is this being difficult? It's because it's sliding around. Hey, hey. Remember, guys, you're paid to solve problems. And you guys see what I mean, though? Like at the end of this, normally there's like two little clips that you could put, like two little hooks that you could put your snap ring pliers on there and compress it so you could take it out. But this one didn't for some reason. Whatever. Now it's time for the press. I'm gonna get a cone that goes over this and then press it out from the back down. And then when I put the new bearing in, I'll just put the bearing face down on the plate and then put this on top of the bearing, put the cup behind the spindle, compress it down, slide it right into the spindle, put the snap bearing back on. You don't know how many times I put on the hub without the snap ring. A couple times, and it's a pain in the ass because then you gotta, so don't ever, remember to put the freaking snap ring back in it before you put in the hub, okay? All right, so I'm probably not gonna record any of this, gentlemen, because I gotta make sure I get it done correctly. I gotta focus on it, so I'll show you guys when it's all done. I'll see you soon. All right, gentlemen, all set. Got the new bearing in there. Pretty easy, nothing too crazy. If you guys want to see me press in a bearing, I will put a link in the description below to a video that I did. I pressed in a bearing for a Toyota Scion. I'm wearing glasses because I had to cut off the insert on the hub. Sorry, guy, stop crying. My cat's crying. It's my cat's 9 weeks old, and I'm like his dad. So he's crying for me because he's a baby. He feels unsafe. Sorry, Gon, stop crying. Anyways, yeah, so check out that video because that shows you how I press in a bearing. Very easy, no problem. Make sure everything's tight, nice and tight. Tight! You know what I'm saying? Make sure you put the cotter pins back in there. I got a box of cotter pins. Anyways, make sure you put cotter pins on everything. And because if you don't and you take it to a lineman shop, the lineman tech, he'll look at you with such disdain. He'll look at you like with disgust. He's like, you forgot to put a cotter pin on the outer tie rod end. That's how they look at you. I'm telling you, man. It's like, what the fuck, man? Put some fucking cotter pins in the car. What the hell? I gotta do your job for you too? I gotta use my cotter pins on your car? If you do alignments and you do alignments for other shops, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. That's all she wrote, boys. Time for an alignment. And we'll get the car back to the customer. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you guys like what I do here, make sure you guys check out my Patreon. It's a great way for you guys to support your boy. See you next time.